Hello, everybody. This is Mike Klingler, and this could quite possibly be the most important presentation you've ever seen concerning being able to quit that job, concerning being able to live your dreams. This is going to share with you how marketing really works and how I'm going to help you build momentum in your second leg. A lot of you know that I already started driving down that first leg, and it's in crazy momentum. And while there's a little bit of contribution that you guys should make to that leg, because to qualify for the binary, hopefully you've seen that video where I discuss this, to qualify for that binary, you do need to have one person in there at least. And some of you might want to put more than a couple just to make it a little bit stronger. But pretty much that leg is going to continue to drive down, and I'm going to continue to support it. You're at the top of something. Like, this is just the beginning. I haven't even started like seriously marketing in my mind. We're driving that down now. My first goal is to drive that down and to get on the leaderboard. I even blew what I thought I'd get away. 201, I don't know if you can see that, 201 enrollments here, basically 2 weeks in. And I shared that a lot to blow people's minds. And the reason for that was I wanted to get everyone's attention and say, look, I'm not just saying that I know marketing, like the results work. And it's not to brag about myself. In fact, I hate talking about myself. You may not realize it. As a marketer, I need to reference my results a lot to prove that my strategies work. But really, that's not my personality. I just like to kind of keep to myself and hang out with people that I enjoy being with. And, I'm kind of low key that way. But as a marketer, I realize you need to crank up the volume so people can hear you. And you need to prove that you know what you're doing when you're offering service or value around something, in my case, marketing. And so, it was important to me to not just get on the leaderboard when I started here, but to really show like those strategies I use and how I can help you is for massive, incredible results, which means lots of leverage. So if you don't have a lot of time, it means getting a lot more out of that little amount of time that you have. If you don't have a lot of money, it means getting 5, 10 times, not just twice as much, but 10 times more results out of the little amount of money that you have for marketing. And so by getting 5 times better results than runner-up number 2 on the leaderboard, it's not because like I'm super competitive, although I am a little competitive for fun. It's not that's not what it was about at all. It was about proving to everybody that wants to consider working on our team that, hey, look, our marketing, our strategies don't just get results, they blow everything else out of the water. And so what that means is now I can pass that on over to you, not only in helping you guys launch, which is what we're doing, and that's what this is all about today, but also to help your prospects see that this is the team, not just to join up with, but to join up with now and to get on board now. Because it's not only a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because of the CBD market and where that's at. It's not only a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because the company Hempworx is the top seller in the world of CBD, and it has it going on in every department with every product. It's not only an amazing opportunity because it's a product-driven company with a significantly larger number of customers than affiliates, making it proven to be highly effective. It's also a once-in-a-life opportunity because we can set people up to win. And ultimately, that's what the deciding factor is for most people. They can see opportunities all around them, but if they don't believe or see a path for them to take advantage of it, they're not going to. And so that's what this is all about. So one of the reasons why I was able to do so well is these 3 things. Massive action, you compress activity, or whatever resources you have to work with into a shorter period of time to collapse timeframes. That means if I put 100 hours into my business in the first month, and you compare that to if I'd put 100 hours, those same 100 hours into my business over the course of a year, you don't get the same result at the end of that year. You get like 1,000 times the result, even though it's the same number of hours. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. So that's why you don't see me, when I decide to commit to something, you don't see me going out to movies. You don't see me hanging out with friends during that time. I say, hey, look, I'm committing to something. I'll see you, next month, or I'll see you in 2 months. It's a special time in your life. Like if you could look at the graph of your life, if we were to look at the whole span of my life, there'd be this little red mark a couple of times throughout the entire life. So it's not very often. This is one of those times where there's this little red mark in that period of my life where I do massive action. Now for you, you might have 2 jobs and a family, and you're taking care of your parents, and you don't have a lot of time, and maybe you don't have a lot of resources. So what this means is you compress whatever you have into the next month or 3 and get 1,000-fold the result that you would have if you put that same amount of time, over the course of the next year. You do what you can with what you have to maximize this opportunity. I should also mention that massive action in most people's case means taking action and getting involved with this leverage, because like we're driving down this leg, or if they're coming into your second leg, they're benefiting from what I'm about to cover. All the marketing expertise and systems and rotators are available in order for them to leverage the little amount of time or money they have. And you need to make that clear. Like, you need to be the first one to say, hey, are you short on time? Hey, is your life like challenged right now? Whether it's someone guys, or you're marketing with a prospect, you can ask them. You be the one to bring these things up. What's going on? Like, are they challenged right now with their time? Is their schedule stressing them out? Hey, do you not have time for this, Tom? Because I totally can understand how that can be. Like, life is tough sometimes. Are you in that situation where you just don't have time to even consider this? And you say that first, because that's probably the deal. And then you say, look, that's why you want to be involved, because you need to leverage what little amount of time you have. This what we're doing here is incredible. You see, like, that's the energy. That's what massive action is. It's not just about, if you guys don't have a lot of time, it's understanding how valuable this is and being able to communicate that. Now, I'm going to give you content and stuff, but there's going to be these moments talking with people maybe you've been in network marketing with before, talking with a friend who really is a stressful life right now and really needs some help, or a prospect emails you a question, and there's going to be these interactions that you have. And I'm saying, look, massive action means also being in touch with how important it is to focus and to be able to communicate the urgency and the value of what we have going on right here. And make sure, look, like, if they don't have time, they need to take the massive action right now, even if that's like 1 hour a week right now, just to be able to participate in this team momentum and in the marketing expertise that clearly gets results. When you think like that, you might not talk or say it like I do, but when you start to think and understand these things, guys, like, people will just gravitate to you because they are desperate for a way out of their tough schedules and their tough life, and they're sick of the financial limitations. But you need to get in touch with what's going on in order for that to happen, because that's one thing. Great marketing, and this is huge. And I showed you the results here in the first couple of weeks. I'm going to pass that great marketing on to you, and we're going to talk about the different ways that people can come into your group. But the third thing is really, really, really important, because you can't have great marketing without this. In fact, the content and the presentations I'm creating right now are built around this: the clarity. We're going to talk about this, the commitments that we're making to them, and the commitments they need to make back have to be clearly stated. And then they also need to be presented in such a way where they stretch, where they reach. You have to create a team in sports, in business environments, in nonprofits, in politics, you name it, anywhere, in any industry, market, niche, where people are doing anything important at all. You have to have commitments and clarity of communicating those commitments, of who's going to be on your team. And there needs to be a reason for people to reach higher. That's the successes in sports and business everywhere. That's who's winning. And so you have to have clarity of what you're offering, what we're offering as a team, which we'll go over today. And that has to be communicated through the marketing. And it also has to be clear what they need to commit to. And there needs to be benefits and advantages clearly described, incentives, motivating factors that are clear, that cause a person on that sports team or in that business environment to want to grow and reach and stretch and commit higher. And that attracts a stronger team from there forward. The best teams are the ones that everyone knows about and talks about and wants to be around. This is what creates momentum. This is what allows me to create great content And for the marketing to be effective that I'm going to be plugging you into and passing on to you, this is so important. So that's what today's about, because I can build my whole marketing around this that I'm going to be plugging you into when we're clear. So the whole goal here is to build 2 legs, right? We got 1 leg in momentum now. And regardless of when you joined, whether you have like already 100 people on auto order underneath you from the work that we did, or you just joined and you're at the end of this thing and have hundreds of pre-enrollees underneath you, that leg is taking off. That's a given. And you now want to build your second leg primarily. Again, you want to commit a little bit, like at least enroll 1 person or a few people into that left leg. But primarily your focus is to drive that second leg down. And we're going to do it by having clarity on what your commitments are, as being part of this team, leveraging me, and I'll talk about that today. What are we committing to them, and what are they committing back? That's what's going to allow you to use the marketing that I'm giving you, the content, the presentations, the everything, to be able to attract prospects, but also have that team line grow, but also have them want to join you, and also have them duplicate and create that excitement. So let's go to a post that I made the other day. I'm going to read it to you, even though I know for some of you it's repetitive, because I need to make sure that everybody understands this. So it started, I want this team to be record breakers. In order for that to happen, and for you all to see life-changing financial growth and results in 2020, the first thing to realize is it's not about signing people up. That's a side effect of doing some key steps right first. Let me say that again. I would not have been successful if it was about signing people up for me. I signed a lot of people up as a side effect of doing something else right, which is what I've been talking about, and I want to make sure is really clear. It's starting with getting clear on what your role is. If you think your role is to get people, you will fail. And I can still see a lot of you are operating from there. And that's okay, because we haven't addressed this yet. That's what this is about, to break out of that and into what it's really about. So what is your role? Well, it's to lead people. Now, I know that is vague and confusing for many to hear. Like, what the heck does that mean? It's even scary for some people because you may not see yourself as a leader. So let's get really, really specific. And I'm going to actually go to the original post now, and I want to read this to you so that it's really clear. Then we'll go back to how we're going to help you build that massive momentum through offering clear and concise and very motivating and exciting incentives for people to commit and take action and to be a part of this amazing CBD distribution network growing international business. Okay, so this is what matters if you want to win. So please follow along, especially if your inclination is to resist taking this in. Because I know a lot of people like, just tell me what I need to do, Mike. Like, I don't want to think about all that stuff. Like, this is it. So listen carefully. First, it's about commitment. So I wrote this to those in the top 100, but this applies to everybody. I was saying to them, hey, they committed at the highest level, and the top 100's closed. By the way, we'll have more opportunities for everybody to continue to stretch and access more and more of our marketing. Like, we have another marketing rotator. I'm putting $5,000 into it right now that you guys can earn. If you haven't heard about that, I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. So that's the first thing, is commitment. The more you commit, the more you're going to be able to attract highly committed people, period. And that's like just an energy of excitement and commitment that you make that creates that. The next thing is but we need something much more specific than that, right? The next thing is to structure an incentive, just as I did with you, for others to stretch higher. Without that, you cannot win big here. So I'll be working with you on creating a structure and to communicate incentives to prospects and your team. I'll be giving you that stuff, and we're going to talk about that today, so they can reach for a higher commitment and dig deeper to win with you and us than they would ever have done on their own. How you exactly do this will be unique to you, and I will help you get it figured out. So I'm going to give you a structure. I'm going to give you the emails. I'm going to give you the presentations, and then you can tone it down a little bit over here if you want to, you put your personality into that, or you follow it exactly as I give it to you. But some of you are going to kind of tweak it over time and stuff, and that's 100%. The offers will be the same, but what I'm saying is you could actually even create different offers eventually if you wanted to. Initially, a lot of you are just going to want to do exactly what I'm setting up here, just to keep it really simple. To give you an example of how I'm doing this as a starting point for this discussion, I have 3 different groups we set up for 3 different commitment levels. you're in the highest commitment group. I was talking to that group at this time. And you can see I have these different images for these different groups that signify these different levels. And what I'm about ready to go over is very similar. What I'm going to be setting up with you and helping you guys put in place is very similar. It's modeling the exact same thing. And that's what I want to go over next. So, and I just want to end this with, now we are touching the reasons winners win in this business and why most don't. You must get clear on this first. So again, what are we getting clear on? And this is what we're going to go over now. You must get clear, and we have 3 levels of participation here. You must get clear on what you're offering, and again, you're going to be able to leverage me in that. That's what I'm going to go over now. What you're offering people that is really, really attractive. And it must be presented in a way where you can identify those that are ready for higher commitment levels, so you can put more energy into them, so you can put more time into them, so that you can help people stretch and reach higher. This is what every sports team, this is what every successful business, every successful political team does. The winning teams that everyone gravitates to, that everyone talks about, is doing this. They're creating a high bar to get on the team, and they're making it so they reward those and they encourage and incentivize those that commit more. That's how you create a winning team. And again, if you've never been on a winning team, now you know why. And if you want to see amazing growth and amazing results in this business, now you know what you need to do. Okay, so 3 levels of participation. This is what my marketing that I'm going to give you, emails, presentations, content, is all built around helping your prospects and even people coming into the team line. And after they get into the team line, what we're going to be able to give them, what I'm going to be able to give you to give to them, to pass on to them. This is what it's all built around. They're going to know there's 3 levels of participation. Now, of course, this is after they know about the CBD industry. This is after they know about the market and how awesome Hempworx is. There's a lot that will be in that presentation, but this is the big one. They need to be clear on their commitments and what they receive for those commitments, what commitments we're offering back to them, and it needs to require them to stretch so we can create a winning team. This is how I have effective marketing. So level 1, be an affiliate at director or above. This is their commitment. Be an affiliate or at director or above on 40 BV auto order. What do we commit back? Support and building their business and their warm network. Warm network is people they know online, people they know offline. So like Facebook posts will support, or people that they know in their circle of influence. That's level 1. If you just want to come in as a director, be a part of this, be a part of the business, have us build a leg, because you're going to be driving traffic underneath them, right? So that's part of it as well. It will be in the presentation that a lot of them will be excited about, but their commitment's not that high and strong. That's their option. We can help them build a business from there. And maybe they'll advance in their commitment later. Level 2, start at executive pack, 400 BV if they're in the US. It's, I believe, 200 BV if they're outside the US. And on 90 BV auto order. That's their commitment. And by the way, I am going to break down more detail of this. I just wanted to give you the big picture right now, and then I'm creating the content and so forth. So there'll be more like talking, more about the commitment of them being in for 6 months and for them, making sure that the people they're bringing into the business are also committing and they're not just bringing anybody in haphazardly. There'll be a little bit more nuance, but I just wanted to make sure that the most important parts of this were clear. So that's their commitment for level 2. Start at the executive pack, which is 400 BV in the US, 200 BV outside the US, and on 90 BV auto order. They get access to level 1 because, of course, they might want to learn how to share on social media to the people who know them. They might want to know how to share with people around them about the products and stuff, obviously. But they also get to use this is the group that gets to start to use my presentations, my marketing content, and my guerrilla online marketing strategies to blast off their second leg. So what are guerrilla online marketing strategies? These are like immediate tactics. Things like taking a video I give them and uploading it to their YouTube and showing them how to title it and use tags that allow it to get ongoing free leads. And they're using my video to do it. Showing them and then putting their link below it, just giving that to them, showing them how to purchase leads and what to send to those leads, and have that go to presentations that I build that communicates the value of the whole opportunity, including these different levels of participation, to help them kind of automate the whole process of bringing people in without having to create the content and the marketing themselves. So that's level 2 as well. And then the immediate tactics extend beyond that. Like I have contacts in the industry that know marketing, that have special software and all kinds of things that allow them to tap certain markets. Like we can go after those and attract out people that have been showing interest in the CBD market. We can attract out those that are opportunity seekers or have a lot of network marketing experience. And we can be testing and split testing different lead capture pages and generating leads and driving people to your page in your team line. And I'm creating all that content. I'm doing all that marketing. These are basically people that I have contacts with that have their own lead generation companies. And we're basically at the source. So we can get a lot more traffic, customized marketing for us and what we're trying to do and who we're trying to attract at a lot less cost. And so these are the kinds of things that I incorporate into the marketing rotators that I'm setting up. And so those in level 2 will have opportunities to participate in those as well. Now, level 3 executive pack on 90 BV auto order, so same thing as the level 2 commitment on their end, plus this group is going to commit to serious marketing. Now, when I call serious marketing, isn't just SEO on YouTube, isn't just buying leads and sending out my content and presentations, isn't just the immediate tactics, which can be powerful, but typically you saturate something and you have to move to something else. And so the immediate tactics, they're good, but nothing's like the serious marketing I'm talking about. And this is how I was able to get over 200 enrollments in 2 weeks and just break records in the company. It's the serious marketing. I call it, it's behind the scenes strategy. Some of you are very familiar with it. Some of you aren't. Those who come in at level 3 will be committing, again, not just to the executive pack and 90 BV order, but there's additional costs and commitments to apply this serious behind the scenes marketing strategy that would give them a permanent solution to being a record breaker in marketing. So this is for those most committed and those interested in this. When I'm doing the presentation and your prospects are coming through this process and they're reviewing that presentation, like, I'm interested in level 3. Now you got somebody who's really serious. And that's awesome. It doesn't mean that people at level 1 and level 2 won't end up building big businesses. Even level 1 absolutely can. There's people that will share the products in their community and will just explode, especially with these products. And we definitely want to support that. So don't misunderstand me, but a level 3 person is obviously somebody who's really looking this as a business and taking it serious up front. And they would be asking, I'd be saying in the presentations, if you're interested in that, they would be asking for additional information. And then we would go into details on that. And I'm not going to go into all the details on that right now, but I will as we roll this out, because it's not for everybody. It's for a very small percentage, in fact. Most people will do extraordinarily well at level 1 and level 2, and they can always upgrade later as they learn more and more. But those that are really intrigued and fascinated about what this serious behind-the-scenes strategy is, and as I show them the results that I've gotten, and as you guys start to get results, we start to incorporate that story also into it. A lot of people are going to be interested and really want a permanent solution to be a record breaker in marketing, forever forward in their life, and not just be reliant upon me. And those that are interested in that, there'll be incentives and so forth for them to jump in. We'll be working really closely with them to be able to blast off. So, that's an option. Now, if you're at level 1 or level 2 right now yourself, you'll be able to learn more about level 3 as well. I don't want to go into all that right now because it's a presentation all in of itself. It's like about 2 hours long. It's a real high commitment. It's like becoming one of the best marketers in the world, which, by the way, you all could do if you chose to. But not everyone wants to do that. Some of you will just want to focus in on the immediate tactics and so forth. Okay, so 3 levels of commitment, communicating their commitment to participate and what they get back. So that's my next step, is to break that down for them. This is just a broad view understanding for you guys. This is what I'm creating. Again, they'll choose either level 1 is warm network, level 2 is basically guerrilla online marketing, and level 3 is expert behind the scenes strategies, which will include more participation and a lot of the other marketing rotators and little things that I'm doing, even immediate tactics. There'll be incentives for them to want to be a part of that, because I really want to attract out people, even though I know it's a smaller percentage. I want to attract out people who want to learn how to become expert marketers and build them into this network. Because that's just, you see the results I'm getting. That's just ferocious and just really fun for me. So 3 levels of commitment. They can win at any level. I'm now creating the marketing content and presentations that communicate this to them and that communicate the opportunity. A lot of you have seen that I've got opportunities in front of each of you for joining another marketing rotation. So right now, here in the month of December, there's certain things that if you meet certain criteria, which I've shared, you can get added to my marketing rotator. Let me just kind of show you how that works. Even if you're in level 1 or level 2 right now, you could get added to my marketing rotator. By the way, you might be wondering, okay, what's this all going to look like? Let me go back to that marketing rotator in a second. Let me just mention, so level 1, this is level 1. Some of you are in there now. This is where they would join in, and we're going to organize the content and the training, obviously, much more. We're just getting started for those that join you in level 1. And then level 2, the team builder group, some of you are in here. Again, we're going to get a lot more organized, step by step, plugging them into the guerrilla marketing tactics. And if you're in level 1 now, learn what you need to do to get into level 2 if you're interested. And then let me go here to the traffic rotator. So a lot of you have seen that I put out, I'm creating another marketing rotation right now that everyone can just earn rotation in. So what does that mean? A lot of people have asked, what's a marketing rotator? What does that mean, earning shares or positions in the rotator? So My Daily Choice, which is the parent company of Hempworx, has phenomenal marketing tools, and this is one of them. So this allows me just to do marketing for you, like going to my contacts, people that have lead generation companies, and putting together special campaigns and working with them to split test things and put together lead capture pages and tweak things to get just the perfect lead for us, and to be able to do it at wholesale because there's no middleman selling these leads. And again, they're not just junk leads because we're designing them for what we want. So, I've started that process. I get to just promote this one link when I'm doing all this marketing. And then I add you guys. If I click add traffic rotator entry, I'm going to be adding, I just add your username right here. And I choose which Hempworx lead capture page I want to promote. And then I get to give you shares. Shares means you get more people in your team line. And this can go into your second leg team line as well, if you're in the rotators. And so what hits per cycle means, as I'm marketing through these various methods and testing all these different things and finding out what works best, each lead that hits your page, if you have one share or one position in the rotation, then you get somebody sent to your page, and then it moves on to the next person in rotation, then it moves on to the next person in rotation, then it comes back around to you after it's moved through everybody in the rotation. If you have 2 shares in the rotation, then when it gets to you, it's going to send one person to your Hempworx lead capture page, and then before it moves on, it's going to send another person to your Hempworx lead capture page. Then it moves on to the next person in rotation, and so on. Then it comes back around and does the same thing. If you have 3 or 4 or 5 shares in the rotation, then when it gets to you, it's going to send one person to your lead capture page, then send 2, 3, 4, 5 before it moves on the rotation. And then when it comes back around, it's the same thing. So if you have 1 share, that's awesome because you're getting leads dropping in automatically from my marketing, my efforts. This next marketing rotator I'm setting up, I'm putting $5,000 of my own money into it. And again, this isn't just anything. This is like me, who knows marketing, doing all this for you and putting my money into it. So think about that. A lot of my time, a lot of my energy, leveraging my contacts to do special wholesale stuff that allows us to, it's a big deal. So if you win or earn 1 share in this next rotation, it's a big deal. And you can use that to build both your first leg and your second leg. You could even drive just your second leg down if you already have some momentum in your first leg, which almost all of you do. So this is kind of incredible. I just want you to really put it in perspective. And I'm putting $5,000 of my own money in there, and we've had already quite a few people win a rotation. Hazel Moore's already won, I think 3 rotations. And I think she has somebody in her group who won a rotation. So she's going to have massive rotation. Like if you can get your team earning a rotation, that's even better, right? So it's a big deal. And I know it's Christmas and everything. That's why I wanted to really up the ante. I didn't want this to be a time where things slow down. I just proved the marketing works. I just broke records by 5 times in the company. And so I thought, okay, let's do something. I know it's Christmas and everything. I know that everyone's busy and overwhelmed. So I needed to really sweeten the pot and make sure that while I'm making marketing presentations, setting up the marketing rotator for, I got 2 now that I'm setting up for January. I didn't want things to slow down. We need to give you guys an incentive, if you can, where you can, to be able to get at least one rotation. And all of you could do that. So that's how the rotator works. And we'll be doing lots of these. If you can't participate in this one, there'll be ones in the future. But man, what a great way to launch your business. This will be a huge hit because the $5,000, like, this isn't like forever. This will be like a massive hit. Like, I think some people are going to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in their team line from being in this rotator because it's a lot of money up front, and there won't be a lot of you in it because not everybody's going to qualify in December. So this is like just a huge fast hit for massive growth for that second leg. So anything you can do to find that, find that post where it talks about that. Let me see if I can find it. So marketing rotator 2-leg giveaway. Look for something about this. If you can't find it, ask around in the community. Someone will point you to it. And there's also a video on it of how you can qualify to earn free shares. You have to pay a dime to leverage my money and my time and my expertise, more importantly, or just as importantly, to blast off your second leg. This is for December that you can qualify for this. And I made it really, really easy to qualify for one rotation and really, really easy to qualify even for double the rotation. And those of you who've already done that, like, go for 3, or more rotations. Look at the qualifiers. Big, big opportunity there for you if you want to blast off fast, leveraging my time and my money. Okay, so look for that. I also wanted to mention, well, let me go back to the slides and just make sure there's nothing I'm missing. Okay, so no, we covered that. So I wanted to mention to those of you that are overwhelmed, you feel like you need more help, you feel like maybe you look at like the qualifiers to be in the rotation and you're like, well, I don't even know how to sign anybody up. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. If that's where you're at, let me just read this to you. Don't panic. You're only in about 2 weeks or less and already have massive momentum in one of your legs. Jason Cardamone, who's my upline, came into the groups for the video. I don't know if you saw it, and stressed how extraordinarily unusual it is where you're at. And he stressed that almost everybody in the company has to build 2 legs pretty much entirely on their own other than support. And he stressed that those that do get some spillover get 1, 2, maybe 3 pre-enrollees underneath them, and that's it. So to have hundreds of pre-enrollees underneath you, and if you don't have hundreds yet, you have a lot already for sure, and you will have hundreds here quick. And a lot of you already 100 people on auto order. It's nuts. I know some of you came in late, don't have that yet, but there's so much momentum, it's coming. You're in a phenomenal place. It's an understatement. So be excited about that, and don't let feelings of overwhelm or fear of loss because you don't know what to do yet. Don't let that creep in. That's the only thing that can hurt you, because it could cause you to completely miss how phenomenal, of a situation you just found yourself in. So you will be all probably overwhelmed by my approach to this because my style grows things fast. And like, you got to really understand, like, if you've never been a part of something that grew fast, then you're not going to be used to this. This is going to be crazy, because we're growing at exceptional speeds, but you're benefiting from that already in a massive way. So be excited about the reality of that. It'd be like, if I wanted to go play basketball and I jump into an NBA team, like, yeah, I'm not going to be able to keep up. That's just a fact. But that doesn't mean I'm not excited to get to be there and hang out with them and benefit and develop my skill. In this case, you guys having the benefit is you have a leg growing for you that's real business volume. It's huge that practically no one else in the company has. So be in touch with that. Like, of course it's going to be overwhelming because it's all-star level, even beyond all-star level. It's Olympic level. Now, the point here is for you to benefit, you don't have to be at the Olympic level. So you just have to come along for the ride and plug in where you can. Over time, you will find your pace. Plug into what you can for now. Or if you have to, wait for me to slow down to your pace, because I will slow down. In a couple months, I can't keep up this pace indefinitely. We are in massive action mode right now. I won't remain in that massive action mode forever, But those of you who want massive growth, that life-changing, growth in that second leg, hop in. Or wait for it to slow down a bit in a couple weeks and months, even more so, and grow at a slower pace. That will still be amazing. For those ready for massive growth, I shared, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, I already showed you this. I shared how you can leverage me massively more by qualifying for a rotation. So think about that and get your team plugged into that, because if your team wins a rotation or more, that's just massive growth for you as well. So that's it for now. I'm going to come back and just button this up with saying, actually, yes, I didn't cover this yet. Next steps, I'm creating the marketing presentations and email and content for you to use to send to leads that you purchase. That will direct them into presentations that basically answer all of their questions or get them coming to you saying, hey, I want to do level 3, but what's the serious marketing all about? And then I'll give you what to send them. I'm creating all of that now. You should be plugging into Jason Cardamone's Getting Started training and soaking up what you can in the support group you're in with us. Whatever you can, remembering, of course you're going to be overwhelmed, but soak in what you can where you can and decide how fast you want to go. That's all. Decide how fast you want to go. So this wasn't supposed to be here. So that's it. Guys, it's a decision you get to make. And if you're not plugged into Jason Cardamone's Getting Started, look for that, ask around. He has really organized, because he's been here a year. He's really good at this, really organized training to get you plugged in and started. So definitely start plugging through that. Consider the criteria to win a rotation or 2 rotations or 3 or 4 rotations in the marketing rotator I'm setting up. That will be a phenomenal blast off. Leverage my $5,000 and, more importantly, my contacts with wholesale lead generators and all the work that we're going to be doing to create really high quality leads in those team lines. I'll be giving you the content, the presentations, everything. So that would be a phenomenal opportunity. Look at what it takes to do that and do whatever you can to do that. And if you absolutely just can't, remember what I said about don't panic. You are in a phenomenal place right now. Okay, guys, so I'm going to get back to work. I got a lot of content to create for you. This is the next chapter. While I'm working on that and the rotators and all of this over the next couple of weeks, as we move into January, which is when I'm going to turn those rotators on, as I'm working on this, see if you can qualify to get additional free shares in that rotator. See if you can go out there and share some products. See if you can go out there and share with people. As I was saying earlier, massive action, right? Even whatever little amount of time you have, use it wisely. And let people know first that that they're busy if they're busy. Or if you're sensing that in an email correspondence or you're on social media, talk about that. Like, look, in the holidays, it can be a stressful time for a lot of you. You got family. Maybe you're taking care of your elderly parents, or maybe you're having some issues with your kids. And and you're stressed out, and you've been seeing this opportunity I'm sharing, and you're like, there's no way I have time. Speak directly to them. That's exactly who needs this. You need to make that clear, because you get to leverage one of the best marketers in the world. You get to leverage that. You get to leverage our time and even our money in many cases to help you blast off a business in the CBD market. If you need to hit replay a few times, write that down. That's what massive action's about. It's not just about if you don't have a lot of time or you don't have a lot of money. It's about getting in touch with how valuable this moment is and making sure you don't waste a moment right now. It's about getting as much momentum as you can to leverage all these incredible resources at your fingertips and letting people know about it directly. Of course, most of them don't have time. That's their problem. Of course, most of them are stressed out and don't have time to look at an opportunity. You need to call that out to those around you. And you just say, look, I'm not going to decide it for you, and I'm not going to sell you on it, but I just want you to know what's going on. You see? That's what it's all about. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to work. You should too. And if you do, if you maximize what little amount of time you have, if you maximize the resources you have, I assure you that this time next year, your life will be unrecognizable to what it is today in terms of the financial situation, in terms of the freedom. That's a fact. All right, I'll see you guys soon.